Hello there. Welcome to my life, my world, my tales of wonder and woe. You know, mysterious lifetime experiences. Wow. I am, I get down and I get really pessimistic and cynical with everything, with, basically with my life. I'm wondering why. I like Charles Barkley, basketball player from Arkansas, but he played in Philly for a while, and I've heard a number of his presentations. I think he had a brother that got in trouble and went to jail, if I'm not mistaken. And he was being asked about that, and he said, "Well, it's pretty simple. My brother just didn't understand that not everybody can be a not everybody can be an NBA player and be a millionaire and live that lifestyle." And he wanted to take a shortcut to it. Well, that's a recipe for jail time, and I think that's what happened. But that's what I have to think too. I mean, like what was the Rolling Stone Mick Jagger lyrics? You don't always get what you want, but if you try, sometimes you just might find you get what you need. And that's I've gotten more. I've been really blessed. I have like 3 really healthy and good, basically good people, good children, and I'm really grateful for that, because I'll tell you what, that doesn't always happen. Parents can do everything that they think is needed to help their kids, and for one reason or another, it goes the wrong way. I'm very blessed that way, thankful too, because they were very young when my marriage broke up. I mean, my youngest son was 2. 2, 5, and 7. The oldest was 7. The next one was 5, and the youngest was 2 years old. And many times they'll say, well, children are that young that come from a broken family, things don't work out. Well, I firmly believe it's a result of parenting. Whether it's a broken family and there's parents that are not together, or whether they're together. I know 2 examples right away off the top of my head of 2 offspring, 2 children, as they grew into adults. Their life is totally screwed up. Well, my brothers, for one, my youngest brother, who died last year, this coming April 15th, 16th, he had everything going for him, but my parents gave him everything he needed or wanted, and so he just turned into a vagabond, basically, and worse, really. It's very tragic and sad and excruciating and infuriating. It infuriates me, the life that he lived. But I don't know what you can do about that. So, how do I know my children won't end up like that? I mean, they didn't get everything they wanted, but they got everything they needed, and then some, and then some. So, I was speaking briefly about Tesla before I had to cut off to a jet taking off, and they're doing something that's never been done. They are taking at least 3 industries. Of course, the 2 obvious ones are cars and energy, and turning them upside down, totally disrupting both of those industries, and it's phenomenal to watch. Now, that being said, they lost 70% of their value in this latest Black Swan event. It seems like we've had one of those we had one in 20, so it's 22 was a Black Swan, especially at the end of the year. Now we're into 2023, and it went down after New Year's Day last week, and to the point where I thought it was going to go under $100 a share, and then I was thinking, I've got to sell some of my shares. I don't want to sell. Whenever I've had stock in a company like that, and I've picked some winners that I gave up on, and I shouldn't have. Rockwood International was one that got taken over by PolyOne. They were specialists in lithium production. Back in 2010, I found them, and I just was very inexperienced in trading then too. So But I did my due diligence with that company, and they went on to do really well and got taken over by a Poly One, I believe is the name of the company that took them over. So they're rare metals, rare minerals. Lithium is not necessarily rare, but it's costly to produce or refine. That was one. Poly One was another. There were a couple of others. Poly One's a winner. I forget what else, but I really wasn't doing enough due diligence back then. It took me to after I retired to start understanding how to value a company from my point of view. Right? You got to believe the person at the top and what they're doing. Well, no one has impressed me more in my life than Elon Musk. I mean, that guy threw everything, and he made a ton of money with X.com and PayPal. Sold it to eBay, man. He had enough money just to go buy an island somewhere and drink mojitos the rest of his life. And he said he had thought about it, but he's not that kind of person. So what does he do? He produces, and this is with his money. Now, he got venture capital funding to help him through two really tough times, 2008 or 2009. And then when the Model 3 was going to production in 2018, he was in a state of shock because it wasn't working, and the company was very few days away from just being bankrupt and out of money, and he threw all of his money in both times. All he had to borrow money to pay the rent of where he was staying. Well, dude, you're lucky if you have a friend that'll loan you that kind of money. You're very fortunate. So he got the Model 3 produced. He moved into the factory where it was being all screwed up. The first place where it was produced in Fremont, they had to set up a tent factory in the parking lot there, and the whole thing was ready to crash and burn. He moved in there, and he said, I want to know every single reason and every single problem that we're having in this place to get this car produced. And he said he was going to be there 24/7, and he was. And he says, I don't care what time it is. If it's 3 o'clock on a Sunday morning and there's a problem, you better come and get me. Okay? I'm just giving you fair warning right now. There's no problem too little or too big for you to come and talk to me about. And I'm right here. I've never seen a CEO do that, ever, in any company. Oh, God, some horrible CEOs, man. I'll tell you, Bernie Evers and WorldCom. Read about that guy. Skilling from Enron, good grief, man. These guys, they can lie. Like, I've never, I don't want to get gender specific here, but the three most pathological liars I've known in my life. I've been close to all three of them, actually, and they're all women. And these women could lie to me, my ex, and then another person that some people might consider my ex, but we were kind of around each other for a while. I've talked about her before. I don't want to talk about it. Anyway, three women that I knew, they just could lie so quickly and so casually and so convincingly that you don't know who to believe. The last person, she just died a year ago. Right now, as a matter of fact, and we were around each other for a while. For a long while, we were platonic, but still, we would hang out with each other and stuff. And I just found out about, like, after she passed away, looking through a lot of her stuff, that she lied to me all the time. For a long time, too. For a long time. So anyway, in investing, you got to find somebody like Elon Musk at the top of the food pyramid in the company, because, well, he's the Thomas Edison of our times. Even more so, though. I mean, the challenges that he faced just looked so incredibly overwhelming. Just like there was no way he could overcome these obstacles, and he did. And now, the general media like Yahoo Finance and CNBS, CNBS. I mean, all they want to do is tear him down. That's all they want to do. What the F is the matter with us? That somebody throws their heart and soul into doing something, and in the 1 in a million case where he actually punches through the obstacle and turns his company into a juggernaut now of disruption in the automobile industry and the energy industry, especially this year. Watch what Tesla does with energy this year. It's going to be mind blowing. So anyway, I got to decide whether to buy more shares now, and I'm going to. I want to, but you have to be careful about your cash position in your portfolio. That's one thing I've learned. I've learned several things. Valuing a company and doing your own due diligence is very important. But if you decide to be an investor, you must maintain a cash position, and you must believe in what the company does and what they're trying to do, and the people that are calling the shots. And Elon Musk is calling the shots, but there's a lot of, I mean, they have over 100,000 employees now. It's just incredible. And they set a record in the fourth quarter of 22 for deliveries. Now, the pundits, what do I call them? Analysts. Yeah, the analysts at the in the general media, don't listen to them. And like, there's several people that I follow on YouTube that say the same thing. Don't listen to the noise from the media, because they just want an audience. They don't care if it's an audience like a mob, a rabid mob of some kind. They don't care as long as somebody's watching them. And the person that's doing the story or something like that, all they care about and all they're measured on is the number of people that are tuning in. So we'll see what happens. I expect that I put in a limit order at 120 a share today, not for very many shares, but just to add a little bit, do some dollar cost averaging, and we'll see if it fires off. It's at $121.90 right now, I think. So in the afternoon, things usually go soft. That's something that I've learned in all the years I've done investing too. It's one of those little sideshow things that you want to know. So good luck to all of you, and I hope whatever you're trying to do works out good. Peace.